Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. This video is going to be me discussing what I want out of a Crash Bandicoot 5. So at this point in time, I've come to accept that Wumpa League is going to be a spin-off like Crash Bash or maybe another PvP kind of game. But what I'm discussing right now is the next platformer to come from the series. And if you're new to this channel, I'm of the belief that there is one Crash Bandicoot that we play as throughout all the adventures. Yes, it's true that Crash Bandicoot 4 opened us up to a multiverse, but the multiverse did not dictate that Crash himself has been split off into different timelines. We visited alternate dimensions in Crash Bandicoot 4, like the Eggapus dimension and the Snacks dimension. So yes, there is a multiverse, but no, I do not think that the Crash of the Titans Crash and Crash Twinsanity Crash, I don't think those are all different Crash Bandicoots. I'm of the belief that it's one big long timeline, and Crash Bandicoot 4 takes place chronologically before CTR. So with that being said, for my Crash Bandicoot 5, it would follow directly after Crash Bandicoot 4 and lead into CTR. So I would like for Crash Bandicoot 5 to be an open world game, similar to Twinsanity, but of course nowadays games need to be longer and longer with more and more content in order to make people feel fulfilled. Crash Insane Trilogy was 3 games in one. And then Crash Bandicoot 4, the levels were super bloated in my opinion, and then it was very repetitive because they had all the different variations of replaying the same level over and over and over. So it gave it like a false sense of length to me. But that being said, it still was a long game. It felt like it had tons of content in it. But if we were to get a Crash Bandicoot 5 that was open world, I would just like it to be a big, massive open world where you didn't have to do much backtracking and stuff, make every area feel fresh. And I would also like to have it be multiplayer, so specific characters would be able to enter specific areas. You think like Spyro the Year of the Dragon, how you'd have different areas for different characters to go into, like Bentley levels and Sheila levels and Sergeant Bird levels. I would like that out of a Crash game, Crash Bandicoot 5. And the playable characters that I think we could see in this new installment, of course you'd have Crash and Coco, and they would be the balance characters. And then I would also want a strength character and a speed character. So for the strength character, I think it would be really neat if we had Tiny Tiger become an ally of Crash. The reason I say this is because lore-wise, in Crash Bash, Dingodile and Tiny joined the hero side. And it just felt sloppy, like they just needed to make the numbers equal. But we came off of Crash Bandicoot 4 where Dingodile did join the heroes. So we could have, if we have Tiny join the heroes in Crash Bandicoot 5, then it would retroactively make more sense why Tiny and Dingodile joined the hero side in Crash Bash. So as far as areas that we would explore, Crash has pretty much been everywhere. He's been on islands with lava, he's been deep in snowy areas, he's been to space, he's been back in time, he's been in the future, deep under the ocean. There's not many places Crash has not been. Well, that being said, I would like for them to revisit previously visited locations, but with a twist. So in Crash Nitro Kart, Crash went to 4 different planets. He went to Techni, he went to Baron, he went to Phenomena, and he went to Terra. So those are 4 different places that we saw tracks for, but Crash never was able to explore them like a platformer. Just imagine going to Phenomena and going through all of the architecture and all the gargoyle statues, and then they had the clockwork Wumpa with all the different tubes full of Wumpa juice. And like I said, there's the gargoyles, and it's the home planet for Entropy. So that would be a really fun place to explore. And then, like I said, we've got Techni, which is that futuristic city, which I guess the Snacks Dimension kind of covers it. There's also scrapped ideas that I think could be implemented into Crash Bandicoot 5. Some of the cut content from Crash Twinsanity had Coco going into a computer, like the Matrix. So Crash has never been to cyberspace, so that would be a fun place to explore. But really, what it comes down to is make the game fun and have some nice fun collectibles. I think this is my 2 cents right now, and I'm going to come off as a get good kind of guy. But I don't think relics are required anymore. Like, Crash Twinsanity, you didn't have any time trials. And if we go into a big open world like Crash Twinsanity, there's no need for time trials. Maybe we can have, like, portions of the map where there are some tracks. Like, you can have some areas where Crash can get in a golf cart or a go-kart, and he can race on a track. So, yeah, we can have relics for that. But just exploring the environment and stuff, it would be cool if we just had a lush environment with tons of details in the background so you can just engross yourself in the land. Just walk around, experience it all, and not just rush through everything. That was one of my favorite things of Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled, was just checking out all the background stuff that they had. It just really makes the world feel lived in. So, cartoony, open world, and I said Crash and Coco, and then Tiny would be the strength character, and then for a speed character, I guess we could bring Cortex back into it. So Cortex can be playable again, and he'd be the speed character. So, I know I keep saying but it's just, I really love the Crash Bandicoot series, and I don't want people thinking that I'm hating on certain aspects of the series. I just wish we would get a big open world game with some fun collectibles and great world building. And the last thing that I will touch up on, which is continuity-wise, the alternate Tawna, in her epilogue, it said that she went out and she had adventures with Nathan Drake bootleg character. So that could be the ending to her story. Because, like I said, if it's all one big timeline, alternate Tawna hasn't appeared in any of the games that come after Crash Bandicoot 4. So if her story ends here, I'm fine with that. I'm not a hater. I don't hate on alternate Tawna. But if she needs to go to keep continuity straight, I'm fine with that. And then Quantum Masks, I could live with or without them. I'm not saying I don't like them, but I'm kind of getting mask fatigue. We have Aku Aku and Uka Uka. The Elementals returned recently in Crash on the Run, and we're just coming off of Crash 4 with the Quantum Masks. So I don't think we need masks for abilities. I think that we can just get abilities from beating the game. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and let me know in the comments section what you think. Take care.